Seems like he don't even want submission. He wants to hurt your face. Literally watching Gaethje train one time will make you understand that he is something special. He is something to be respected. I don't care how clean your technique is. If you don't put him away, he is a problem. He's gonna just pound.
Ilia Topuria's latest recovery photos and videos have gone viral, with many fans surprised by how quickly he appears to be healing. We'll take a closer look at those updates in just a moment. But first, there's important comment from Justin Gaethje's coach, Trevor Wittman, about Ilia's brother, Alexandra, that has drawn plenty of attention. Speaking on the What Had Happened podcast, Wittman praised Alexandra Topuria for the difficult decision he made at UFC Freedom 250. After 4 grueling rounds, Alexandra chose to stop the fight after recognizing that Ilia had taken too much damage to his face. Wittman said he has tremendous respect for that decision, emphasizing that protecting a fighter's long-term health must always come before the result. He also commended Alexandra for not allowing Ilia to cover his face with a jacket while leaving the arena, viewing it as a sign of accountability and professionalism in defeat.
He stopped the fight. I didn't hear what he said until I understood the language where he was like, he said it a certain way, and the third time I heard it, I was like,
we're going to finish the fight.
We're going to finish the fight. And he was talking to the ref. He wasn't talking to Ilia. So I took it as Ilia was like, dude, I can't go on. And when you hear that from your athlete, you have to make that right choice on like, do we take more damage or do we go on? So, okay, me?
Nothing that.
Okay, no, it's over. It's over. Stop it. Yeah. I'm always there to protect my athletes, and it's very nice to be able to work with people that have the same goals as me. My goals is I'm never going to be a champion. I'm a championship coach, but I'm not a champion. And being able to work with people that want to chase things like that, I get so much joy out of it. Seeing the concern in his brother's eye and the way his brother was pulling the hood off, like, bro, don't be embarrassed. You fought your ass off. Like, that is special. That is like, everybody's making fun of like why he was putting a hood over his head. When you're down, you're down. And, you know, again, to be at the level that he is at took the most courage to get to that point. And what he's done to the guys prior to us. His brother was telling him, pull that off, dude. Like, don't be down. We lost. And when you lose a round, doesn't mean you lose a fight. When you win, when you lose a fight, doesn't mean you lose your opportunity for a championship.
Do what I did in the sport.
So what do you think it will take Ilia to get back to fighting again after such a loss?
Ilia's he's gonna be in a good position. He has faith. He has a strong team. And that's a lot of what it takes. He has a work ethic. I think he's honest with himself. Ilia and I, we share the same agent, and we were talking about him earlier today. And what I heard was that he's humble, that he is honest. He realized that he just didn't perform well. And I think that's the number one step of getting back into the ring in a healthy way. It's the guys that make excuses. That's when it's hard to come back and win that rematch. Guys who just say, you know what, I could have did better. I could have done more. Honesty with yourself is the key to MMA. Knowing exactly who you are, what you've done, what you haven't done. You can't lie once you get in that cage. What's real will come to light.
John Jones believes that bouncing back from a tough loss has very little to do with talent and everything to do with honesty. Once the emotions fade, fighters who accept their mistakes instead of making excuses are the ones most likely to improve and return stronger. A mindset shared by many of the UFC's greatest champions. Justin Gaethje holds a similar belief from a different perspective, arguing that true mental toughness isn't built on fight night, but through years of discipline and hard work, with the foundation of his mindset coming from his wrestling background.
What you said going into this fight, Justin, that was so unique was, I've already lost. I've already put myself in the worst scenario. Fear is a great thing, and understanding that the worst case scenario, when you put yourself in that scenario, and what that does is that causes you not to hesitate, and you have such a unique mindset to that. Where did that come from? Where did your mindset come from?
Definitely all came from wrestling. I wrestled so many matches, and, where I was mentally was a big factor and a big variable when it came to my ability to compete. So just understanding that I, had control and really just keeping it so simple, keeping it as simple as possible, not confusing things, not overinflating things, and just making it easy.
Justin Gaethje's mindset is a major reason he has remained one of the toughest competitors in MMA for so many years. Instead of expecting everything to go his way, he prepares for the worst-case scenario, allowing him to compete without hesitation once the cage door closes. That mental resilience was on full display against Ilia Topuria, and his performance earned praise well beyond the MMA community, with even a legendary boxing figure offering an honest reaction afterward.
That said he would knock me out and whoop me and Shakur at the same time, that wasn't rough, right? I got that one right.
For sure, definitely. This is my first time seeing him in a fight, and the first impression wasn't the best impression. That's just me. And for him to come out and say he gonna beat me, one of the best fighters of all time, knocking me out, I think it was a sign of disrespect. You know, like, you're not respecting my craft, which I would never go in the MMA and disrespect them and say, oh, well, I'll choke you out, or I'll do this, I'll do that, when I know it's going to be a tough task to do, because they've been doing that for so long that they know the ins and outs. Just like boxing. I've been doing boxing since I was 7 years old. There's no way that this guy is going to come in there and do anything to me that I ain't never seen before. So seeing him get hit with the jab and the 1-2, the whole fight, I'm like, what? I'm like, what's everybody excited about? You know, he threw some good body shots. You know, he came straight forward like any straightforward fighter.
Terence Crawford didn't hold back with his assessment. From his perspective, the issue wasn't simply that Ilia Topuria lost. It was the confidence Topuria had displayed before the fight, particularly when discussing potential boxing matchups against some of the sport's biggest names. Crawford argued that mastering boxing takes a lifetime, just as mastering mixed martial arts does, and felt those comments underestimated the craft of elite boxing. Whether fans agreed or not, his remarks sparked another wave of debate online. Some believe Crawford's criticism was justified after the defeat, while others argued that confidence has always been a fundamental part of combat sports. As the debate continued across social media, UFC President Dana White shifted the focus to what mattered most: Topuria's condition after the fight, which quickly became the biggest concern for fans.
Why is Dana?
He's doing good. He's doing good. You know, tough kid, obviously. You know, after the first round, his eye was bothering him. You could see that he got hit. And at one point, he like started covering his eye like this. It was kind of, you know, messing with it. And then, you know, Justin just kept busting.
Topuria is going to need time to recover mentally, emotionally, and physically. He's never lost before. This is gonna take some to overcome. One of the things that was Topuria's greatest weapons, greatest strengths, greatest traits, besides his overall ability and technically be sound, and you know, he was a full package. He really was. Talent-wise, technique, everything. But one of the things foremost that leads the way for all those things to mean something is
Dana White's update offered encouraging news about Ilia Topuria's physical condition, but Teddy Atlas believes the biggest challenge may lie elsewhere. While injuries eventually heal, recovering mentally from the first defeat of a professional career can be far more difficult. For years, Topuria competed with the confidence of an undefeated champion, and rebuilding that belief could be just as important as his physical recovery. At the same time, the visible damage to his eye has continued to fuel debate, with a sports physician weighing in on why many believe the fight may have warranted an earlier stoppage.
Which could be from a multitude of different reasons, but clearly here he is not able to track, says no, fight needs to be off. When he goes back and does this again, I think this is probably just somewhat okay, give me the answer that we all want to hear. It doesn't even look like he really moves his finger the second time through when Goddard goes back in, and I think Goddard was just stepping in to say, no, I think the fight should continue, but it clearly looked like a situation where he was overruling what the doctor was recommending. And that is definitely a concern. I think you have to be very careful, and part of the reason why I don't want to personally cover combat sports in person, ringside as a physician, is because that balance of you're there to keep the fighter safe, but yet the fighter is engaging in something that is inherently dangerous, where they're trying to essentially hurt each other, is a really difficult mix of kind of your obligation to the wellness of that individual. Because this doctor needs to know that, of course, Gaethje is going to try to keep targeting the eye. And so that balance of what is safe to continue going through a combat sport versus the letter of the law with what you're...
The doctor's analysis has reignited one of the longest running debates in combat sports. When is the right time to stop a fight? Referees are forced to make those decisions within seconds, often under immense pressure, and opinions rarely align once the action is over. This bout has become another high-profile example of that ongoing controversy. While fans continued to debate the stoppage, a surprising new video of Ilia Topuria began circulating online, leaving many stunned by his appearance. Shared by his hairstylist, Luis Blesson, the footage showed the former champion with no visible facial injuries or lingering signs of damage, leading many fans to question how quickly he appeared to recover after such a punishing fight.